Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. I've got a treat for you today. I've got some old stuff. Some of it came from eBay, some of it I've picked up elsewhere, but I need to show it you and get it out of the way and off my bench before the first boot sale after lockdown, which is tomorrow morning. Very exciting. Hopefully I get some good stuff, and if I do you'll see it. If I don't, you definitely won't see it. So we'll start first with what I've got from eBay. Now this is very nice. This is one of my favourite things. It's a socket set. Athol, Birmingham, England, in RAF, Royal Air Force, sort of blue. Isn't that lovely? I think there's something missing from here because I've tried the extension, doesn't fit. Maybe it had spanners sockets. Maybe it had some small BA spanners in there. Midget set B. Cat N6FA 17531 Athol 1953 Broad Arrow. And in the little set you've got a selection of 9 British Association sockets, a nice trademark made in England 5000 volts insulated nut driver, Super Athol Chrome 1953 Broad Arrow, which has a nice feel to it. You can get a lot of grip. A extension, a massive extension, one of the old style not so flexible extensions, but still nice, and a little Tommy bar. So what a nice little set that is. Saw this on eBay and thought, ooh, should I, shouldn't I, and before I knew it I'd won it. I'm turning into Ben, see something on eBay and it ends up arriving by the postman. But that's just in fabulous condition. I think somebody probably took that home from work and it was never returned, but that's fine by me. It's in my hands now. I paid for it, I bought it. So that's a nice little socket set. And from the same seller I got some Garrington stuff. Now Hand Tool Restoration is the Garrington man. He has lots and lots of stuff in. I spotted a ratchet, Garrington ratchet, the other day. I messaged him first. I said, are you interested in this? And he said, oh, I'm bidding on that. So I said, alright, fair enough, and let him have it. And then what cropped up from the same seller as the socket set, a series of Garrington tools, so ring spanner, another spanner, but this is what I wanted. I like a ratchet. Made in England, Garrington, with a nice selector. And a nice clicking sound. So it also came with an extension, also made in England, as well as some of the nicest finished sockets I've ever seen. It's got a nice radius on the back. It's not the most efficient for taking up space, but really nice fit and finish on the Garrington sockets. as well as this here, it's all nice and rounded over and smooth, and it's a solid connection. Most sockets, the hole goes through there, but that's all solid. Well, that's just a nice beefy feeling ratchet, so I was very happy to have that. And some spanners and sockets and what have you to go with it. Now the rest of it is extra old junk in a rusty bucket. So let's see what's in the bucket. Here is the old bucket. I'll move it out of the way so I can show you what's in it. It's very heavy. Starting with the item on top. Thud. A nice, well, it's currently in a bit of a sorry state. Very greasy, very oily, German-made vice, all steel. Runs on kind of an I-beam design with a lip to fit over the end of your bench, so you can be a bit limited by where you can mount them. But it's nice. It doesn't have replaceable jaws because all of it's steel. It's a Hoyer from Germany, Deutsche Republik something. The interesting things about these is a bit like the Gressel. It's a reoccurring theme with the German vices. It's the rear jaw that moves, rather than the front jaw, which is more common with here, with your records and other English vices like Wodens and what have you. So that should clean up lovely. So a nice little vice. I've got rid of some vices, so I suppose there's space for one more. Next up, a little 8-inch manufactured in USA, forged alloy steel. See, I thought this was a sort of a Chinese throwaway tool first, but an adjuster box. I like an unusual spanner. Be good for working on like nuts on threaded rod, because you can just pass it straight through. So just a little adjustable. Got this old brace ratcheting, just because I felt sorry for it. It's missing a screw, all the wood's tired, but it works. Just needs a clean. I don't really need it, but kind of felt sorry for it. I'll get round to fixing that up eventually. Now this is a nice adjustable. I think Two Laddick Ben has the full set of these. It's the number 2 Bullard wrench. Patented October 27th, 03. I'm going to assume 1903. It's got a bit of a chip out the front of the pipe jaws, but the way this works is mesmerising. Spring, after all these years, still has quite a lot of force to it. So you stick it on the pipe and then automatically adjusts. Isn't that fabulous? That needs a nice clean up. I doubt I could still get replaceable jaws, so I'll have to think of something. But that's just mad. Next up, this is one for John, Scout Crafter. It's a marlin spike for rope, but I don't know if you can read that. Marples and Sons, 1915. So, middle of the First World War. Might have been on a naval ship or something, but it's a beefy spike for undoing rope and what have you. just needs to clean up. But Marples is one of the best woodworking tool brands. Well, it was. So that's nice. It's a nice piece of history. Use it as an awl. Use it to undo rope. Just use it as a pointy thing, really. Very nice. I like that. I think I like that probably more than that, and that's just a cylinder of steel. Right. This is nice. It's Engineer's Scribe, bit rusty, but isn't that design so elegant to try and get it in focus for you? So it starts with the flat side so it doesn't roll off your bench, and then tapers to a fine point. And there's the name for you, Cash and Sons, England. Nice scribe. A small cast handle. Don't really need it, but small and interesting. This is unusual. It's a King Dick spanner. No, it's not. It's made by Genbro. So it's a copy, but it's got a bit of flat steel, and someone's done a repair here. But it's slightly different. I like the design in here. See how it's sort of banner shaped. Oh, it's just another to the collection, but this screw system works a lot better than the King Dick. By having that little plate, it's a lot less sloppy. And that's not even cleaned up, it just works, so that's good. A little King Dick with the chamfer in here, probably so it fits in areas better. But with the nice crisp broad arrow army issue. Roughly milled, and the jaws weren't very hard, or it's in a lot of use. But you can see the in comparison here, the slide is hollowed all the way, whereas this isn't, and this thumb wheel has a little spring underneath, which makes it feel a bit gummy, whereas this one doesn't. So there you go, that has a bit of a bend to it. A little advertising pocket knife from the Ava Hotel. It's probably not in business anymore. That when you got decent freebies. A small Bakelite pocket knife. Sadly, one of the blades is snapped, which you find with these small knives. But that Bakelite will polish up lovely. And I might be able to reprofile that small one into something else. But someone's used that a lot. I can't quite make out a name on it. But it might get a light clean up in a future video. I just like the Bakelite. And the combination of the brass steel Bakelite. Very nice. What else have I got in the bucket? I've got this little spanner. That was in the bucket. It's one of them 30-inch backhoes Ben has. I've never seen one before till I met him, and now one's followed me onto the shed. But look at the size of that. I mean, it can nearly fit. It's just mental. It's massive. It's fist-sized. I'm never going to need that, ever. But I've never let that stop me getting something before. So that just needs a light clean up to get some of the grease off, I think. Made in Sweden. Now that's a spanner. It's one of the older offset end ones. Now Ben could tell you the exact date of these, but I'm not that up to date with the different profiles. I know it's older than what we have now because of this recess and the offset, but apart from that I don't really know. But that, I can't even get it all in frame. That is one hell of a spanner. Oh, great. And let's see, one last thing in the bucket. They're slightly oily. Let's give that a wipe. Slightly oily and slightly rusty and probably slightly cheap miniature anvil, but it seems like an old one. I can't see a name on it, and I think it's probably just cast. But I'll give it a clean up and see if I find anything, and a nice little anvil nonetheless. So that's everything I got in this video. Please tell me down below what your favourite item was, and wish me luck. Hopefully I find something nice at the boot sale in the morning. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.